Hello everyone and welcome to Daily Game Review number 15. In today's game we have Akane 44111 12Q versus Adam 12Q. Alright, so let's get started. Here we see Akane playing in the bottom left corner and playing the 5-3. While this is an interesting move and sometimes fun to play, I do not recommend this for double-digit Q players, due to the fact that I don't feel double-digit Q players know the basic Josekis well enough to even attempt to try other stuff. So I think you should still learn the basic Joseki and basic openings until single-digit Q, and then you can maybe start learning these as well. But these moves for double digit Qs, I don't quite recommend them because they're more advanced, and I feel like you don't understand the game well enough to apply these correctly just yet. Alright, so black playing like so, and plays a type of influential position that's still invadable. So it looks cool, but actually this position is still very, very invadable, like here, and he can easily make life now. With a move like this, a move like this. White can easily live in there. White can also invade in here. White can also take the corner here. So it's good to know. However, this influence is facing his direction, so I think white should probably play here. And then he can invade later. However, this move is not a proper Joseki. Since it's looking like white played a star point, black played a type of shoulder hit move. Or an under shoulder hit, I guess. And normally white's supposed to respawn, but here it looks like white ignored. So this is not a good approach to it. Normally a good approach is either here for influence, or here to take the corner territory. And sometimes you can play like this, sometimes you can play like this. It depends on the situation. So if you want to play these moves, then make sure you understand and know the Josekis, or the basic Josekis, and how to apply them and when to use them. So make sure you study the Josekis of these 5-3s before you use them. Alright, so white played here and black plays here. This is not a good move. It looks like it is, but it's not. First off, black can take the corner of white's, and then white will likely want to try and surround and then extend with some move like so. If you want to pincer white, the pincer would be probably around this area, and then white will live in the corner and you surround. These are two options that I would think would be possible. However, if you go here, white can still get a 3-space extension like here. You don't have a base, and you don't have an influence, so it doesn't work with your stones at all. So this black move is kind of doing its own thing and not working with the rest of the board. So you want to have combination plays and make sure you put more pressure on white if you're going to attack them. Otherwise, it looks like you just tanuki'd, and it looks like black just played somewhere else and didn't really care about the bottom right corner at all. So I think if you're going to do that, it would be better to play on the left side, because the left side is the next biggest move. However, the bottom right corner is not finished. Alright, so white does make a 3-6 extension and goes 4th line instead of 3rd line. Black extends. Normally you want to extend like this. It gives you follow-ups in the corner, so like you can slide, you can evade 3-3, you can jump, and puts pressure on this white stone as well, so it's pretty good for making a base. However, black was a little worried he was going to get cut, so you can't be worried about that, guys. You're going to have to learn to deal with the 3-space extension stuff eventually. So the 3-space extension is quite common and quite useful. I feel like you guys really need to start playing it so that way you can learn how the variations work. If you don't know, ask a stronger player. Play it in a game. If you mess it up, okay, ask someone. Ask someone to review it online. Ask someone to review it in a forum. There should be plenty of places to ask people what they could have played in this specific situation, and learn and study the variations. Have people tell you them, and then play them, try them out, see which one works when. And really learn this shape, because this is a common shape to play. It's very common. So I really think you guys should learn this shape. Don't be scared. If you're scared of something, that means you don't understand it. If you don't understand it, that means you shouldn't. That means you should study it and learn it. Because if you don't understand it, that means you don't understand what's happening on this situation. If you don't understand the situation, then why is this situation even occurring? So look up the moves and make sure you understand them, because this move's a little bit slow because white can easily seal the corner while putting pressure on you. White instead tanukis because white feels he is fine. He doesn't want to put pressure on this black group, so that's an okay idea. Now black plays the top. Oh wait, no, it's not an okay idea because the bottom right or the top right corner is not perfectly alive or perfectly okay. So white still owes a move here and then jump. So like this, it's a little bit better because you can see the top right corner, if white ignores and black plays here, does not look comfortable. Because the top right corner does not look comfortable and it looks a little bit weak, you'd want to defend your weaknesses first. So I think it's worth it to play in the top right. However, black again played here, not sure what he's doing. Normally you would go on the third line here since it's an invasion. You're not trying to reduce this area, you're invading this area. And you have a 2-space extension on both sides, so I don't see why it matters, and you can do a 3-space here as well. So I don't see what's wrong with this move, and it's it's a lot more common. Normally you would go fourth line if you're trying to build an influence, but I don't really see an influence on this board unless black is planning to attack with the knight's move here. So maybe black has some master plan, but I still think black should have played here to put the pressure on this white stone and destroy the top instantly. However, now white plays here. White really likes playing on the fourth line instead of the third line. Third line's really good for robbing the base. Maybe white's worried about the influence as well. I mean, I doubt it, because I don't think these two players are even considering this move at this moment. This move would surround the corner and build some influence in the center. Something like this. And then you could see that the fourth line may be to help this, but I still don't see a reason. I don't think these players are playing for this variation. And even then, I don't think it's a really good combination. I would still go here. Even if I was looking at the knight's move, I'd still go here. Now white plays fourth line, and black tries to make a base, and white plays here. See, this is not a good variation. So if white was here and black played here, white could have slid under. So it's kind of like white played here, black played here, and now white backed off instead of taking the base. And now black can block. So now black blocks and white has to jump. Oh, white tanukis. This is not a good idea since there's no influence on this side. Black now wants to get the territory locally since the influence is kind of disappearing. So that means you don't want black to get the territory since that's what black wants. So if you want to approach this corner, you want to do it from the inside because the influence is kind of being canceled out, not as much as it should be, but kind of being canceled out by C15. So the influence would be nice here. Also, this shape is unfinished. Remember, this shape has a little weakness. If you ignore it, black can get the surround on you. Usually with something like this, something like this. Black can start surrounding you and build a nice influence in the center. So locally, it's not finished. Also, there is a move here where you can connect under. And if you don't, you can jump out here. So there's a lot of weakness in this area. A lot of weakness in this area. I really want a 1-point jump here because you want to defend your weaknesses before you get somewhere else. However, white did not defend the weaknesses, and white forces black to fix his territory, which he does in a weird way. Black, this is not the way to fix it. The way to fix it's here. Sometimes you can go here, but there's still an invasion. So, I don't think you know this move well enough to be playing it right now. I think you need to play some other stuff, play the basic stuff, because both players are kind of messing up the basics right now. And I think that's common at this level. It's fine to mess up the basics a little bit because you're still learning, right? But if you're playing new stuff instead of learning what you are playing with right now, like instead of learning the basic moves, you're trying to play new stuff. Well, don't worry about the new stuff yet. Worry about playing more simple moves. White, you gotta learn to fix your weaknesses and rob the base. Sometimes is a little bit more effective. But yeah, fix your weaknesses and learn the approaches to this move since it looks like you're getting confused by it. So white surrounding black, and you can see black's position is just destroyed now. There's still Aji in this corner. All of black's influence that he had, white just completely pushed down and destroyed, and now this fourth line stone is doing pretty much nothing. So white actually really destroyed this area very nicely here. However, white doesn't have a lot of territory. Actually, white doesn't have any territory. So white really needs to get on that. So let's see what white does. Black plays slow move here. White doesn't need to respond here because I'm not worried about the points here just yet. I would probably consider something around this area to attack some weakness here. Oh, you still owe a move over here, and you owe a move here. So okay, let's just take it one at a time. Fix here. This is a lot of territory on the left. You're fixing your weakness here because you're next to thickness. So go ahead and start fixing here. Then maybe you can jump up here and start putting pressure on two groups and fix the weakness up there. But just start fixing your weaknesses one at a time. This is not really very big, especially now since black responded. This again, definitely not big. Definitely not big. I mean, what's black gonna do? Go here? Who cares, right? And then you can go here, and now you can see there's a little bit of pressure on the top group. Not so much, but it's helping your top right corner, and you're catching up on territory now. Black is playing really slow, and white is responding. Now black finally plays a big move, and you can see black fixes his opponent. White does get the top right because black helped him. So a little bit good exchange here for white, I feel like, because black could have invaded. Don't play here because you're kind of pushing from behind. You don't want to push from behind. Now white is playing here. This looks like you're building up the left side, but you don't have the left side yet. So there's no reason to build it up when you don't even have it yet. If you're trying to reduce, no, the side before center. There's no center here, so build the side. So I'm not sure what he's getting at. Ooh. Uh-oh. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I hit the save as button, and let's do that in a minute. Alright, sorry about that. Back to the game. I misclicked the save as button. Alright, so white now trying to reduce black and finally getting back. Black, when white goes here, you should probably think about coming in. Even if white gets something around this area, honestly, it's not that big of a deal. You can sometimes play some sabaki, you can play a ko. Actually, the ko looks like it works here, huh? Maybe. Definitely want to play some shape moves, but this will destroy white. And I think worst case you can play it like this. If white cuts it off, you have a jump here. Or maybe even a jump here. Anyway, maybe black doesn't like this. Maybe black wants to fix. White still owes a move, huh? However, white finally does get back to this move, but black got a huge bottom left corner, right? Because if white would have just jumped back, black plays somewhere. There's this invasion. There's a lot of Aji here, so maybe you can get off this move, and then there's evasion. And that corner doesn't look nearly as big as what it did in the game, right? Because in the game, it looks quite huge. Alright, so now black plays on the top area. White jumps, black blocks. Okay, and now we see both players playing good moves. This move would be a little bit better, since white can still play right here. But white fixes and make your move sente. Make your move sente. And then go somewhere else. So exchange there. You can actually push here. And then now I think you can go somewhere like here and build the left side, because the left side's becoming huge. Also, you want to make use of your influence that you got, so this might be possible. Hard to say who's winning now. However, this is a gote, but black fixed. And white played this way, which is cool, but you don't need to fix here. So if black cuts here, you just sacrifice 2 stones. And get your center, because the center is really big. Don't worry about 2 stones. Black does get to reduce. Not sure what he's getting at here. This is not a good move. So actually, you should go ahead and cut through here. Like locally, this is good for white. I'm not sure what black's getting at. You don't push a Kosumi or push a diagonal. Alright, so white actually forces black to fix. Not too good, but whatever. Alright, now black overplays. Now, black is behind enemy lines, so black doesn't have a base, then you want to surround. White defense. No, black's weak. You want to surround this. You want to surround this. You can definitely surround here, and it's quite powerful, and it's hard to see what black can do. Maybe black Sabakis and you just attack like this. I don't see how this is going to work out for black. However, white just defends, and normally just defending is not good enough. Here's another Gote move. You don't need to respond to this because it doesn't do anything. So now you again need to surround, and now it's even worse for black. So it's hard to find a good move for black again. It's even harder now because black made himself heavy. But stop responding to these Gote moves. Now black has a nice move here. However, white can cut this. White can cut because black has bad liberties here. So even if black goes here, white can actually kill these. Then black will have to pretty much sacrifice those to connect. But now you can see black reduced white's center very easily. So I think white missed a big chance to attack here. So remember, the steps to attack are take the base, then surround, then reduce eye space, and then play the vital point. So you were in the surround step. He was weak. You want to attack weakness. You don't want to defend an overplay. So just defending there was too small. Remember, the Moyo is used to attack, not to make territory. You want to use influence to attack. So that was kind of an ideal situation for you to attack. Alright, so now it looks like we get into some double DDK endgame. So just do your best to keep Sente and keep reducing territory. And we'll see how it goes. Alright, anything interesting? Alright, so I don't think endgame's too important for double DDKs. There's a lot of other stuff they have to work on first. And I think endgame becomes more and more important as you get to single digit Q and get to lower single digit Q. Then endgame becomes quite important. But in double digit Q games are kind of decided by 10 and 20 points. So all I want you to do in endgame is practice playing Sente moves. And just keep playing Sente as much as you can, and just keep looking for those Sente moves to reduce. Or to, take away your opponent's territory. And just make them as Sente as possible, and you should do okay. But the big issue here is you need to understand where to make points, how to make points efficiently, and where to play. I know you can understand some basic in-game at your level, so I recommend getting a book on that to at least study it some, so that we have a decent in-game. However, for advanced endgame, I think it's kind of hard for double digit Qs since they don't understand what is and isn't territory yet. So I'm not going to worry about that too much. Instead, what I want to worry about is basically what they need to work on for the major part of their game, which is usually the opening for Josekis and the overplays in the opening, and basic shapes in the opening, as well as the middle game. Middle game is definitely a huge issue. So white definitely got to learn to attack, and also defend your weaknesses. Don't be afraid to waste the turn defending your weaknesses. Like in the top right, that star point was not looking good, and bottom left, or the left middle, sorry, that side was also quite big. And instead of jumping up, why you make a base? You jump back and make a base. And remember, surround the side. Don't worry about surrounding the center until you surround the side, and defend your weaknesses first. Rather than trying to attack your opponent's weaknesses, you had to defend yours first. The knight's move at like e6 was a little bit like here, was a little bit too much. You should have just jumped back and defended yourself and made some territory. The bottom right corner was definitely good for white, since white pretty much destroyed all of black's area. However, you got to recall that it could have been much better for white had white approached a little bit differently. Because remember, white approached from the looked like a shoulder hit or whatever, and then black was able to get the first move, and it looked pretty good for black. So white, you got to learn the approaches to these moves. I would study a couple basic variations in case someone else plays it against you. However, still focus on playing your normal moves and studying those Joseki and figuring out how those things work. Also, and as for black, Don't play too crazy. Stick to basics, keep it normal, and learn the basics first. You have to learn it step by step. You can't be learning these advanced, weird moves and when you don't even fully understand the basic moves. In addition to that, don't be afraid to play the proper moves. You have to learn those shapes. Like over on the right side, you played a little bit slow move. Also, learn to attack your opponent's weaknesses. It looked like the top right start point you didn't even consider attacking, and the right side group you never attacked at all. And the left side stone you never attacked. So I think black, you've got to learn to attack your opponent's positions, attack and gain profit. Also, you looks like you're afraid to play what's common. So like you played the fourth line wedge on top instead of the third line. The third line is more common, and usually it's more common because it's easier to work with. The fourth line is sometimes played for different reasons, but I see no reason for you to not play the third line in this game. And on the right side, you had that shape. So I think it looks like black, you're a little bit afraid to play some basic shapes. I think maybe you don't understand them enough, or maybe you don't want to be predictable. But honestly, it's not that you're predictable, it's that these are the proper moves and you should be getting to them. Once you play the proper moves, you'll end up just being faster than your opponent. Even if you're predictable, you're still going to get more than your opponent, because you were going to get more territory for a while, and then you should start learning to attack your opponent's weaknesses before playing the big moves. So the wedge on the top was a big move. Attacking the top right corner was an urgent move, and the attacking weakness and defending weakness is much bigger than the bigger move. So guys, try to look out for more weaknesses, and what I mean by this is groups that don't have a base, groups that can get surrounded, groups that you can play some forcing moves to gain some profit. And stuff like this. Definitely keep an eye out for that, and you want to look out for those, defend those, and attack those, and whatnot. Don't be afraid to play some basic shapes, and make sure that whenever you play against the opening you don't know, or a variation you don't know, or a corner you don't know, try your best to look it up. If you don't fully understand the basic variations, or you can't find anything, try asking in a forum, or asking someone stronger than you. It's perfectly fine. But make sure you look up these basic variations, and yeah, hopefully this helps you guys. Hopefully you understood it, and hopefully the viewers also enjoyed and learned something from it. And thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for submitting the game. And remember, if you want to submit your own game, please see the link in the description below. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.